demonstrate the solution about chapter 4, form 4, chapter 1, homework 1 is about complex number. So for the first question, how to express them into a complex number. So first of all, I change -5 into 5 times -1, and you will get negative square root 5 times square root -1. And we know root -1 is equal to I, and therefore it's root 5I. So remember, we will write down the coefficient of I first, and then we write down I secondly. And for second part, it will become 16 times -1, and that means it's root 16 times root -1. And remember, root 16 is equal to 4, and then root -1 is I. For the third one, it's similar way, so it's square root 12 times square root -1. And pay attention is for square root 12, that means 2 squared times 3. Okay, you need to simplify square root 12, just like what you did in junior form. And multiply by I, that means it's 2 root 3I. For the fourth one, part D, okay, so I just keep this negative sign. And for inside, I can write down a bracket. And -81, just like what we did before, okay? So it will become negative square root 81I. And remember, root 81 is 9, so it's negative 9I. And for part E, similar way, okay, just negative, multiply 18, root 18, and multiply square root -1. Okay, remember you need to simplify of square root 18, which is equal to 3 root 2, and root -1 is I. And the final one is, you still remember tangent 45 degrees is special angle, so which should be equal to square root -1, because tangent 45 degrees is equal to 1. So square root -1, okay, some students write 1I, but it is better for you to skip the 1 and just write down I, okay? So for part 2, okay, you can identify which one is a imaginary part and real part. Okay, so if the number without I, we call it real part, so it's better for you to write down the name is real part. Okay, it should be -6, and imaginary part, okay, so it should be +4. Okay, no need to write I, remember, okay, I repeat, no need to write I, just cross out it and just keep the coefficient of I. And for second one is real part, okay, I write down the short form of real is RE, and imaginary part it should be +7Y. And next one, part C, okay, -27I, that means it's 0 minus 27I. And therefore the real part, it should be equal to 0. And the imaginary part, okay, it should be -27. And for the last one, okay, the real part is obviously is x plus 7. And for the imaginary part, okay, you can have two options to write down. One is negative a bracket x minus 7, or you can write down, you just remove the bracket and write down negative x plus 7, also okay. So let's finish the question number 2. Okay, and for question number 3, okay, remember the real part of the complex number, okay, so which one is the real part? Is the 2x plus 5 is the real part, is 15. So first of all, find the value of x. So therefore, real part is equal to 15. Okay, so 2x plus 5 equal to 15, and you just solve this equation, and you will get x is equal to 5. This is part A. And for part B, find the imaginary part of the complex number. Okay, as we know, the value of x is 5, so imaginary part, it should be equal to 4 minus 3x, okay, and just substitute x equal to 5, therefore x minus 3 times 5, which is -11, okay. Remember, no need to write down I, okay, this part, okay. So last part is the set is a complex number, then x is a real number. Find the value of x such that there's two situations for part A. Z is a real number, okay, because set, okay, that means whole items is a real number. So therefore, the imaginary part is 0. Okay, so I write down set is a real number. So imaginary part, okay, it should be equal to 0. Okay, therefore, I write down is 4x plus 28 equal to 0. Okay, remember you can get 1 mark if you write down imaginary part equal to 0 and x will equal to -7. And for part B, if z is a purely imaginary number, so that means it's a purely imaginary number. And therefore, the real part, it will become 0, okay? And therefore, x minus 7 equals 0, and x is 7. So that's the end of the quiz. Okay, so hope that you can understand and do the correction. Thank you.